Hey everybody, this is Kyle with Attack of the Fanboy. I am here with Philip, a co-founder of Red Barrels, and we're about to check out Outlast 2.
And the smoke of their torment ascends forever and ever. Then I look back and know our land stood on the mountainside, saying with a loud voice, "Fear God, give blood."
So can you kind of set the stage for us for Outlast 2? I mean, the first one was a big hit. I mean, a horror, just, I guess, masterpiece, some people might say. So what's the story with Outlast 2?
Well, I mean, the success of Outlast 1 has been tremendous for us. We feel very lucky and blessed. We have very good fans, and we wanted with the next game to push the boundaries. We wanted to have a lot more variety of environments, variety of mechanics. So we're taking our time, but we hope that it's going to be worth it for players.
That's great. I mean, you guys have had a packed house this whole weekend. This is Saturday that we're talking, and the line's been capped, I think, all weekend. So how has PAX East been? Have you guys gotten like some really good reactions from people that have played the game?
Oh yeah, we got a lot of good screens.
Oh yeah.
One guy knocked a PC over. So yeah, reaction is awesome. Players who played the original Outlast seem to be satisfied, and they seem to like the promise of the next game a lot.
That's great. And I mean, this church kind of setup, what's the story behind that? Is that tied to the game a little bit?
Yeah, we wanted something that would fit thematically with the game and that would put the people in the right mood before they even start playing.
Yeah. What is like the basic plot line of Outlast 2? Does it tie to the events of Outlast 1? Because I mean, there was a big shift there near the end of the game. Are people going to have to have played that game, or how does it tie to it?
So it's a brand new setting and characters, but there's a link with the original game. We're actually going to explain that in a comic book that's going to bridge a gap between the two games.
Nice.
And your character is a cameraman who works with his wife. They're investigating the mysterious death of a Jane Doe, somebody that was found by the road. Nobody knows where she came from, so they're trying to find the origin of that person. And that takes them on a chopper above the canyons of Arizona, and something weird happens. The chopper crashes, and you wake up, your wife is gone, and you explore a bit, and quickly you're stuck in this village filled with people who believe the end of times are coming.
So I mean, it's a whole village, so that seems like it's maybe a bit more, maybe not expanded, because that asylum was really big, but it's a more open environment. Would you say that that's true?
Yeah, so that's something we wanted to explore ourselves gameplay-wise, to have environments that would be more open, so that people feel like they can take multiple choices, how they tackle enemies. We're going to have a lot more sequences with players in this one, where you're chased by several enemies at once. So the first one, it was mostly about one guy chasing you down a corridor. We're still going to have stuff like that, but we also wanted to have the feeling of being chased by a whole town in more open environments.
Gotcha. And you already mentioned that the main character is a cameraman, and of course the camera was a huge part of Outlast 1. I'm assuming it makes a comeback.
Oh yeah, absolutely. The core mechanics of the first game are still there. We just expanded the capabilities of the player. So you're going to be able to crawl. You're going to be able to slide. So chases will be a lot more elaborated.
But it's still that kind of get in trouble, get chased by an enemy sort of gameplay. And are there more hiding places and stuff like that? Like I remember having to run down hallways, find a locker, and hide in there. Is that kind of what we're looking for?
Yeah,
Outlast
but since
2?
it's a town, that we had to find new ingredients for players to hide into.
Yeah.
For example, there's going to be a bunch of barrels, and you can use the analog buttons to slowly come out of the barrel and look around, make sure it's safe, go back in if not. We also have water in this game, so you're going to be able to swim and hide underwater. We're going to have a raft that you are going to have to use to go through a lake and a river.
Nice. So, is there anything else brand new for Outlast 2 that you can think about that we haven't talked about?
Well, I think really what we're trying to achieve is to create an experience, a journey, basically a descent into hell. So it starts in the village.
The first game was a little bit like that.
Yeah, but we're trying to go further even further this time. So yes, it starts in the village, but it's going to go to places where we don't want to discuss right now. We don't want to give too many spoilers, but it's not going. You're not going to stay in that village for the whole game.
So, of course, the first one was known as a very scary game. Is Outlast 2 aiming for the same level of scares, or are you guys trying to amp it up a little bit?
Well, the first game was about taking the player's physical integrity. This time we want the mental integrity as well. So we want to mess with the player's mind, not just their body.
That definitely sounds scary. So what's the release looking like? What systems and what's the date?
We should be able to get it done by this fall.
Awesome. And that'll be PC?
PC, PS4, Xbox One, all at once.
All right. Awesome. Well, thank you for chatting with me, Philip.
Thanks to you.
Thanks.
For the